Hi guys, welcome to the Truth Factor, where we do headlines with an attitude. This is going to be a really quick live stream, guys. I'm going to get out just a couple of really quick articles. I don't have it on the Wixit, but I do have every link in the description in the box below. Just some things happening, and I'm not feeling. There we go. Yep, I started. Didn't even know I was on there. Okay, I shared it out. Anyway, um, we are. Hey, Carol, how are you, honey? Like I said, not been a really amazing 2 week to start off, but God is good, and we're still here, right? Hi. Yeah, I know. I've got an article for that. It's crazy, isn't it? I've been seeing many articles about that. We'll start with that because I guess, that's more, hits us closer to home than I guess the other. Moscow optic plants hit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. It seems like we have deadly wildfire in Maui force many to flee into the ocean in Hawaii. Wildfires in Hawaii, fanned by strong winds, burned multiple structures in the areas, including historic Lahaina town, forcing evacuations and closing schools in several communities Wednesday. And rescuers pulled a dozen people escaping smoke and flames from the ocean. The U.S. Coast Guard responded to areas where people went into the ocean to escape the fire in smoky conditions. The county of Maui said in a statement. The Coast Guard tweeted that a crew rescued 12 people from the water of Lahaina. The county tweeted the multiple roads in Lahaina were closed with warning, do not go to Lahaina town. Anyway, guys, there is definitely a huge situation developing in Hawaii, evacuations. There's also speaking of evacuations, I saw this on, uh, I think it was, I don't think it was, I think it was in Pennsylvania. This cannot be today. No. I think it was in Pennsylvania today. Maybe not. I'll have to see if I can find it later and we'll share it. But there was something shared from Raw News Alert, and I don't have the other phone to bring it up. Hey, Ava, will you go get Papa's phone real quick? Hurry up. Okay, she's going to go get it for me because I'm going to read it from there. Anyway, we will continue on. We also have, I'm going to go ahead and cut these articles here. I'm not really, Biden has made so many bumbling blunders that it's not even funny. But in all of this, the thing that I am curious about is Biden also told a reporter that he was bringing in the military to deal with, of course, I don't think he said fake, but he said climate change, I'm sure. While giving remarks at a Red Butte airfield, Biden apparently discovered the ninth wonder of the world, the Grand Canyon, literally thinking that it's amazing, said Biden, like a bubbling old fool. The Grand Canyon National Park is not a world wonder, and there are only 7 natural wonders of the world. Anyway, in case you thought that the Grand Canyon was one of them, it is not. Here's a list of the 7 wonders, what are considered 7 wonders. Thank you, Avery. But hold on, guys.
I do not play.
I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm trying to get to something here. Here we go. All right, guys. This is from Telegram. All right. So this was, it says, I wanted to share this so you guys could see this. Hold on, guys. Let me get back here. Hey, guys. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see that. This was on Telegram, and it looks like it went to his personal phone. A hazmat. This is an emergency. This message is from Chester County Department of Emergency Services on behalf of the Downingtown Fire Department, requesting you to shelter in place due to hazmat incident in the 400 block of Boot Road. Individuals within a 1 mile radius should shelter in place. Please stay inside and close all windows and doors and wait for further instruction. And this was Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness sakes. Well, you're not, Ryan. That's not nice. It was too, wasn't it, Carol? It is indeed. That's crazy, isn't it, Watchmen? The whole commercial district is burned out. Do you live in Hawaii, Watchmen? Just curious. Yeah, it looks like we have some crazy optics happening in Niger, that's for sure. All of these things happening at one time definitely is kind of crazy. Okay, so anyway, so I don't know if anybody is in that vicinity per se, but it's Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and it just says that there's a 1 mile shelter in place. And here is the other picture that goes with it. So then let's see. Then there again was a Utah man accused of threatening President Joe Biden, fatally shot during an FBI home raid. Absolutely crazy, obviously, in my opinion. Then we have, hold on, guys, off of, here is footage from the scenes from Lahani, a 911 service. I wish I could show this to you better than this, because this is on Telegram. I'm just not, because they don't have that in that article from here. There may be a video, but I didn't get to listen to the video, so I don't want to play the video, guys, if there's music or, you know, things of that nature. But, and it does say popular Front Street is on fire in the island of Maui, Hawaii, where authorities said people jumped into the water to escape flames and smoke from the wind-fueled wildfire. And I'm hoping that they'll show this again. It'll replay. But some of the videos, guys, if you are following me on Telegram, you are seeing these. If not, Blazing Press has also got this on his. Absolutely crazy. Some of this stuff. It just looks apocalyptic, guys. So crazy. All of this is happening. But again, we have now Biden claiming that he's going to bring the military in to deal with climate change. Rather alarming, to say the very least. So we'll see when this will happen. He might be a blubbering idiot, but he tends to let things out before they're supposed to, I guess. So don't be shocked, I guess is the thing that you want to be aware of. But I just thought that, like I said, I didn't really care that he's made another blunder, but I did find that information just a little bit alarming. But those apocalyptic fires that are raging in Maui, they definitely are very frightening, guys. I mean, these fires are crazy. And then just all this other stuff, you add all this in, and it doesn't make for a very good equation, does it? Anyway, so you can see You just think about those fires, and you could see that this could possibly be a real thing. That Biden telling the reporters about bringing the military in for this climate change could be a reality. Anyway, this article is in the link below in the description, the box below. But let's go ahead and as well as the End Time Headlines article on the strong winds and fires in Maui. We also have, well, let's just go ahead and get to this one, guys, because this here is bigger than just the update. Really, we've already discussed the bricks, but we're waiting for the shoe to drop. It's, they still don't have it. I don't think they have the monetary money ready, but it's definitely being talked and pushed a little bit more, and they're announcing it on the 22nd, I think. But this here is what we've been all keeping our eye and ears on. The Suwalki Corridor War Zone, thousands of troops deployed. Russia simulates a ballistic barrage against Poland. Shield and Wagner advance. The worst fear of the Baltic state has come true. The Suwalki Corridor turns into a war zone as 4,000 Wagner troops are deployed along with the Belarusian army. The forces began military preparations for a lightning advance on the Suwalki Corridor. And most importantly, Russian forces in the Kaliningrad proceeded to simulate a nuclear attack on targets in Poland with Iskander-M ballistic missiles. The Russians are preparing to join Kaliningrad by having a nuclear shield. It is worth noting that in the area of the Suwalki Corridor, there are extensive forest zones, a fact that scares Poland and Lithuania. Wagner's forces can penetrate easily. Wagner forces in Belarus are gathering in the front of the Suwalki Corridor. More than 4,000 soldiers have already been recorded. The president of Lithuania, Gitanas Nausėda, noted that the forces are also called private military company Wagner are gathering near Walloon city of Grondano, which is located northwestern part of the country. Lithuanian media reports large exercises at the Galskis training ground on the Suwalki Corridor. This area is literally next to the border with Lithuania. Near Gaza, the Haronda region of western Belarus, the armed forces of Belarus started military exercises of mechanized troops. The military training area is located near the border of Lithuania and Poland. Lithuanian media reports, according to the estimates by Polish authorities, there are between 4,000 and 10,000 Wagner PMCs on the territory of Belarus. One of the alleged objectives of which is to secure the Suwalki Corridor that connects Belarus with the Kaliningrad region of the Russian and is currently controlled by Poland and Lithuania. Of concern is the Grondano is effectively on the doorstep of the so-called Suwalki Corridor, a route that stretches 65 kilometers along the Polish-Lithuanian border and connects the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad with the state of Belarus. The NATO alliance currently maintains battalion-level forces in the region specifically for the purpose of protecting the important route. However, these are only a battalion-level forces as of 2022. These are a contingent of 800 U.S. personnel plus 1,600 soldiers from Germany, Norway, and Czech Republic. The Ministry of Defense of Belarus has announced the large-scale military exercise has begun near the Suwalki Corridor in the border areas with Poland and Lithuania. And the exercises will be based on lessons learned so far during the special military operation in Ukraine. During these exercises, there will reportedly be a significant movement of mechanized brigades with armored vehicles and tanks of the Belarusian and Russian army forces in this region, as well as drone flights. The Ministry of Defense of Belarus announced the start of a command and staff exercise with Russia's 6 separate mechanized guards brigade. It will take place in the Gazaki training camp and the area in the Gordano region. Attention will be paid to the medical care tactics, including the evacuation of the wounded. At the same time, a while ago, it became known that the armed forces of the Russian Federation simulated an attack with Iskander-M ballistic missiles against the airfields and command posts of a virtual enemy at a training ground near the border with Poland. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported virtual missile strikes by Iskander-M systems in the northwest of the country. The report states that the operational tactical system of the missile formation of the Baltic Fleet was used. As a part of the division exercise, strikes were carried out against command posts, command points, railway junctions, and airfields of virtual enemy. This information services the Russian Ministry of Defense reports after receiving the coordinations of the Iskander-M crews conducting electronic launches. Russian media reports in connection with the increased military activity in Poland, it can be assumed that the ballistic missile launches were carried out at targets right on the Polish territory. For example, from Belarus to Warsaw, it's about 280 kilometers straight line from NATO logistics hub in Rozow, which is used to transport forces and assets to Ukraine. In both of these cases, the distance can be covered by a missile of the Russian Iskander-M system. These missiles also carry nuclear warheads, which the Russians have in Kaliningrad. Anyway, guys, I definitely think that things are getting crazy. They said in a previous article there was an explosion at a Russian factory near Moscow, 45 injured and 6 hospitalized in intensive care. We also have the first battle in Niger. French forces attack National Guard, free terrorists, and set up a civil war. U.S. urgent security alert. French special forces attacked a military post of the National Guard of Niger and violated the airspace, according to an official announcement by the military authorities of the country. According to Niger's military authorities, French special forces have carried out an operation to free imprisoned members of the deposed government and the leaders of the terrorist organizations. Niger authorities said 16 leaders of the terrorist group arrested in June had been released by the French armed forces. They further add that it seems that they aim at the French was to provide protection to armed nuclei who are going to operate inside the country. Immediately after the announcement, the CNSP Nigerian military authorities announced in a press release that the alert level of armed forces has been raised. The decision follows a terrorist attack on the garrison. The CNSP is now accusing France of releasing terrorists in the region. Sources in Niger State. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy in Niger has issued an urgent security alert advising any U.S. citizens still in the capital of Niamey to seek immediate shelter until further notice and not to attempt to enter the city center near the presidential palace. A curfew has been put in place for the U.S. Embassy personnel due to the ongoing situation. And earlier today, a French At-400M military aircraft took off from end of Chad and went into the stealth mode to violate Niger airspace between 6:39 and 11:15 a.m. This modus operandi similar is used by the French forces to provide support to their terrorist partners in Mali. A few weeks ago, the French military freed 16 terrorists and helped them plan attacks against the military forces of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali in the tri-border region. The terrorists freed by the French army were subsequently arrested. In addition, the Nigerian National Guard post in Borbuka, near the Sumerian gold mine and Gorma district was also attacked earlier today. The exact casualties are currently unknown. This pattern of behavior is consistent with France's standard approach whenever an African nation chooses to end its military cooperation with them. It's worth mentioning that France, which supposedly has the largest European army, has been stationed in Sahel region since 2013, supposedly to fight terrorists. However, after decades, the results are evident due to the presence of French troops. The terrorists have significantly expanded their territorial control and infiltrated the entire Sahel region. We're just going to read the bold. At the same time, Niger's former rebel and Minister of State, Rahaz Bula, officially announced the creation of the Council of Resistance for Democracy. The CRR called on the army to arrest the rebels, and especially the coup plotter Tishani. Niger is a victim of tragedy orchestrated by people who were tasked with protecting it. Although the extent of the supporter of the CRR is unclear, Agboli's statement is cause for concern among Niger's new military government, given his influence over the Tuareg, who control trade and politics in much of the vast north. Tuareg support would be critical to ensure the new government control beyond the city limits. NAMI. Niger's armed forces, militias, and law enforcement agencies across the country have been put on high alert to defend the country from attacks by the French military. Anyway, here's a press statement on the missions on August 8th. The mission was aborted late night. The planned mission was conditions efforts to find peaceful resolution. And you can see, obviously, they've aborted to that. And then we have this here little update, guys, which was in yesterday's lineup. And I had started a Wixit thing yesterday because we were going to do a stream yesterday, but Tim has been down and out, and I haven't been feeling all that great. So anyway, and then there was an incident with my leg today, and it just hasn't been a good day, guys. But hence, that's why this is going to be a short stream, and I'm sure I've probably missed a million things, but I did want to share all that I could for right now. But anyway, we have U.S. and EU in big trouble, BRICS and oil. As of late Tuesday evening, the 8 countries expressing their intent to join BRICS account for 60% of the known global oil and gas reserves. At the very least, this means 60% of the world's oil sales will take place in currency other than the U.S. dollar once BRICS brings their new gold-backed currency to life. The official announcement surrounding the development of this new currency is scheduled to be made on August 22nd. The currency is not created yet and is not available yet. But this change will come like a lightning bolt out of the blue for the United States. I don't know why they say it's a lightning bolt out of the blue, because it's not out of the blue. They've been talking about this for, I believe it seems like well over a year that we've been covering this. And for them to say, oh, it's like, it's just out of thin air almost. We know better. We've been talking about it for a long time, guys. Anyway, I don't know about you guys. I don't know what else happened, but I know that we noticed an influx in gas prices today. And I'll tell you, yes, and these are the countries that want to do it, and there will be hyperinflation here in the U.S. And I know that nothing's happened yet. Once this gets done, oil sales begin in the BRICS currency. The United States will economically collapse, and nothing can stop it. I smell World War coming. And that was from yesterday's. And there's a little bit more in there, but the gist of it, guys, we've discussed it for a long time. I do want to just share a few things with you guys. We noticed an increase in the gas prices. I'm sure maybe you have. If you have been out today, we had to go pick up some prescription at the pharmacy today. And anyway, so we saw that it went up from, I think it was $3.45 was what I saw last night, and it was $3.69 in some places. So gas is going up. We also now for about a week now, whole milk at our local Walmarts is very the government, the Great Value brand is completely out and has been out, and they're really kind of out. I think you could still find a half gallon or two of different brand, but there has been no whole milk. There's 2% milk, and there looked to be like there was a considerable amount of 2% milk. But I'm just curious if you guys are noticing any influx in products of certain things around your neck of the woods, as we are witnessing here. It's just been milk. And if you remember, not a while back, we had an incident where I couldn't find milk. We had to drive across town. Now, we haven't had to drive across town because we can drink 2% milk as long as there is 2% milk. But and noticing the gas prices are going up again, you don't want to have to go across town to get milk. But if you have to, oh, hello, Smoky Mountain Gal. I haven't seen you in a good minute. How are you, sister? So good to see you. Yes, exactly, Daryl. It is an old story. We've been covering it here. I want to say for at least a year, if not longer. But again, as more countries join on to their money system and dump the dollar, and when you have 60% of everyone that's going to be participating in oil, you know that's gonna really kind of hurt us in a huge way. And I want to ask, I don't see AB here, but, and I don't see Trucker, and I will probably reach out to both of them here in a little bit, but I seen Kevin make a post in Telegram, and I've not been able to really reach out to Kevin either. But I'm hearing that on the 20th of this month that there could be some trucker strikers. Has anybody got any clue as to what is going on there? I've kind of, like I said, we've had some things happening around here that I have not really gotten to reach out and check out these stories, but very alarming to say the very least. If this is true, that there could be a strike with the truckers. I'm not saying that there is, guys, but I'm just hearing that I mean, Kevin is not one of those people that puts out stuff if he can't, back it up. So I'm curious, and I don't see Kevin out here today. And maybe I'll reach out to him and AB and see, and maybe Trucker JP. But last I heard, JP was kind of under the weather, had some leg issues, and so we'll be. Aha! I got you, Daryl. I can imagine. Um, yeah, I'm sure. Hi there, Tanya. How are you, sister? So good to see you. We're just kind of wrapping it up, kind of keeping it to a short stream today. Like I said, we've kind of got a few little issues here, but there's just been so much happening, and I wanted to bring you guys what I was seeing that I thought was the main issue, the main thing. For sure, the fire in Hawaii, the report that there was some kind of evacuations or shelter in place situation in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Let's see if I can, Downingtown. Let me see if I can bring something up since I have the name of the town now. Let's see. Oh my. Okay, guys. So I've got it pulled up now since we have the actual place. It's crazy. Amen, Smoky Mountain Gal. Believe me, I completely and utterly understand 100%. If anybody can understand, I sure can. I sure can. I sure can. Yeah. Now, remember, I had only gone on what Raw Alerts had put out, and I could not find it earlier. And I don't know why, because this is an old story. But you know how sometimes if you don't know the place to actually look, you don't get the information. But here we're going to look at Philadelphia 10. Acid spill prompts hazmat situation and shelter in place in Downingtown, officials say. An acid spill led to, which I'm sure led to a hazmat situation and shelter in place in Chester County, Pennsylvania, Wednesday morning. Firefighters responded to a business called Chem Station along Boot Road near Chestnut Street in Downingtown at 10:07 a.m. Approximately at 300 to 500 gallons of the hazardous materials spilled inside the facility, the investigator said. Responders observed a small vapor cloud coming from the facility that dissipated shortly after they arrived. No injuries were reported and no evacuations were ordered outside of the small children at a nearby daycare, dispatcher said. However, the shelter in place was still recommended as a large presence of emergency crews gathered at the scene while people nearby were urged to stay inside. We are urging residents and businesses in a 1 mile radius. Most definitely. So yeah, acid spills. That can be a really crazy situation there. And I can't help, guys, but bring you back here to this Biden gaffe or truth, who knows, telling reporters that he was bringing in the military to deal with climate change. Guys, it's absolutely crazy, just all of this talk. And let's see if we can bring up the Hawaii different article. I had end time headlines, but we'll see if we can get something else. All right. Here is fires on Hawaii Maui Island kills at least 6 as blazes force people to flee the flames. At least 6 people on the Hawaiian island of Maui as wind-fueled wildfires tore through the area. Maui Mayor Richardson Bison announced, "We are still in search and rescue mode, and so I don't know what will happen to that number," Bison said. The mayor didn't provide details about the circumstances surrounding the death, saying the death toll was confirmed just before a news conference with officials. He said several other people were unaccounted for, but many people who are in vehicles who haven't gotten into shelter. Over 2,100 people are using 5 shelters that have been opened on the island, and some of them, along with a number of hotels, lost power, Bison said. Acting Governor Sylvia Luke told reporters that some shelters were overrun and tourists were still arriving on Maui Wednesday morning, were discouraged from going to the island. This is not a safe place, Luke said. We have resources that are being taxed. The blazes drove people to jump into the ocean to escape the flames and smoke and force people to evacuate, Wednesday, authorities said. Which that is kind of what we had got from the end time headlines. But I am going to share this here, guys. And there's power outages and evacuations that have taken place, and it's a horrific sight to witness. And we know how beautiful Hawaii is, definitely Maui, and just seeing all this is just devastating. To say the very least. I know it's a huge tourist site, but for many people, that's home to them, right? And so we will have prayer tonight, guys. Later tonight, I'm not exactly sure when, but we will have prayer, and we will be lifting up the whole entire people there, and people stuck in their cars. I can only imagine. Yeah. Absolutely. No, it wasn't a train derailment this time, Daryl, in Pennsylvania. It doesn't appear to be anyway. It appears that it was a acid spill, which is kind of crazy. But we have all of these. Just recap, I'm just going to read the headlines. And Suwalki Corridor War Zone, thousands of troops deployed. Russia is simulating a ballistic barrage against Poland, but there are 4,000 troops in the Suwalki Corridor. And they're saying it turns into a war zone as 4,000 troops are being deployed, which I'm sure that it's not going to be. I mean, you keep deploying that kind of manpower and something is up, right? It won't just be simulations. And then we have the U.S. urgent security alert telling people not to go to town, to shelter in place. I guess they didn't even get a chance to really evacuate people there as things continue to escalate in Niger. And then we have, of course, the bricks and oil that we were talking about. And back to the Hawaii, which is such devastating and alarming news. And then we talked about the acid spill there in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. But guys, I'm going to be in prayer tonight. I hope you guys will join me. I'm definitely going to be praying against this climate lockdown is what it looks like that they're trying to plan. I hope you guys are paying attention and just, obviously there's not much we can do about it. But I definitely will be praying, and I hope you guys will join me for that. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you all are having a better week than I am here. And my poor husband and others that I know. But tonight is going to be a massive prayer rally, more so prayer than just anything else, guys. I just feel the need to press in, to pray for our children. There was a sad article about a 9-year-old being killed because she was too loud. She went and got an ice cream, and then the next thing you know, she was shot dead in Chicago over the weekend. Absolutely horrific. So we will be pressing in tonight, praying for our children, and just wherever the Lord leads us. Anyway, I hope you guys will join me tonight for prayer, and we'll see you then. Anyway, God bless you all, and thank you so much.
Bye bye.
What?
Bye bye.
She says bye bye.